control the state of the current value of the input field, we could listen in using an on change. Every time you type a keystroke, right, the on change is going to be invoked, and it's going to tell us, what do you want to be? What is the next value that you want to be? And it's given to us through a raw event through a function, right? The on change is going to call a function, the function that we give it, right? And it's going to pass us the raw event that was generated when we did the keystroke, right? And in that raw event, we can log some information about the event. We can just print it. Let's print the whole thing. Inspect. And we can look at the console here. So as we type, notice that we get a whole bunch of events here, right? As we type, and there's way too much stuff in here. We only really care about one thing here, is the target. The target is a reference back to the element that generated the event, right? Whether it's a button or an input field or drop down or text area, who generated this event, right? So the target is a reference to this input field. So we can say, instead of that, we can just print out the e.target. I want to print out the target. So if we do that and refresh, and I type this, notice that it prints, it's the input field. See that? Which if I hover over it, it's telling me, yep, it's that input field over there. It's that one. That's the one who generated the event, whose value is whatever, right? I can't change that. But I can also see what value it would have been if I would have let it be. Okay, this is the event that it generated, but it's being overwritten by React. It says, no. Yes, I know you want to be something else, but I am overriding you and I'm leaving you to be that title, right? So if I run that again, right, and I type something, it would have been, I typed an F, so it would have been a whatever F, or whatever Q, or whatever W. See, it would want to change, but I'm not letting it, right? It's not going. We would have to explicitly change the state and accept the change, right? So as follows, what we could do here is that instead of doing this console, we could actually change the state. We could say this dot set state, change the what was it? New course title to be equal to that target value. So now if I save that, I can go back and now it's changing for me, right? It is changing. Now just one improvement over this is that instead of doing this, right, you can have a single function called update form, because you could have a form that has lots of inputs, and you don't want to do this for every single input, right? It would be very cumbersome. And here you would just have the new state, or new form, right? And in here you would pass in the following. You would say, here's the E, and then you would pass in you would pass the following. You would say this dot update form, and you would pass in what you want, new course title E target value, right? Because you have a whole bunch of input fields, and you don't want to do this for every single one of them. So here you could say update form, this dot set state, new state. Okay, now you can call this from a whole bunch of input fields. As long as you tell me exactly what you want to change, I will change that particular field, right? And it could be 10, 20, 30 fields. You just need to tell me exactly what is you want to change. Yes? So jQuery is just like you have JavaScript is low level, and you create this thin layer of abstraction of jQuery. React is built on top of jQuery, right? So it uses jQuery to do all this magic, right? So it uses DOM manipulation libraries such as jQuery, not jQuery, but uses other DOM manipulation queries to make all this happen. The fact that we can we can embed HTML within JavaScript and backwards and forwards. This is all very, very high level, right? So yeah, no, whenever you're using a particular library, it doesn't play nice with other libraries. Like Angular doesn't play nice with jQuery. jQuery doesn't play nice with Angular, especially because React is optimized in the DOM, and it knows exactly what it has in the DOM because it rendered it, and it keeps track of it. It has a it says, well, I render this here. Not when you have other libraries start mucking around with the DOM, right? React doesn't know about it because it has a model of the page, right? When you change something around, React goes back and says, wait a minute, what happened to this input field that I left there? It's no longer there, right? And because jQuery might have removed it or done something, right? So they don't talk to one another. You would have to notify React, hey, I'm changing the model. Also because all this is virtual DOM, right? There is whereas jQuery updates the actual DOM, React only updates the virtual DOM, and when there's a difference between the two, then it changes the actual DOM. So there's a lot of optimizations that are happening in between here. Yeah. All right, excellent. So we can change now this input field.